Hi everyone, I am Tara, aka Spirit Mother. Sorry, and I'd like to welcome you all back to my channel on YouTube. I'm Spirit Teaching Going With Itself on TikTok 1974 Light Soul, and I'm also live on my Facebook. If you're new to my channel, I always recommend or suggest that people go in and read the description on my YouTube channel in order to get a better understanding of what my channel is about. Today it's Halloween. You are in the world, you might be a day ahead, you might be a day behind. Okay. Now, Halloween represents a lot of the spirit realm, people say. So I've been guided and brought in because somebody was asked, like saying about me speaking spirit. But the thing is, I speak spirit when spirit speaks through my channel because it's constant. Right. The biggest majority of the time, it's usually in different forms of languages. 111 on the timer, as I said that. Okay. So what's going to happen is there's going to be very little English and mostly just languages. I can feel it coming up right now because there's a lot coming right now. Kureta tale moto to hisse rehan. Sulata e shruki sila kria moto to lieto to hissa no makarena. Se tule katariassa nesti ne luta te eta to hissa la kisino moto to lieto to iam. Se kiuta tale moto lieto era super sad. Isso é que seria bom ter. Se tudo que há, isso aí, ele é tudo limpo. Se um colomena, não turista, acho lá que se não turista, para trataria tudo por mim, ela trataria tudo que tinha muito que tratar isso, tudo turista tratar. Que nós sempre no mundo aí, é mais chique do poder se criar, não é que não poderia estar nisso também. Se me que no mundo todo, tudo turista da Israel. Sulistele sillä ei myönnäkään kiusaan kutisata intorian della fotografia. Se tota jäsen sinun on, älä minun fotografia sinun turite. E se avessi riperchiamo corso tutto io. Che le potrei e pushkare si tutto. Che tutto dieta. Tutto. Che lei non mi stima molto fredda. Si sono questa tutto tagliato dove scegliere subito di pagare thank you e se tutto questo è tutto è molto per la chiesa via che adesso questo dietro che diciamo io sono messo tutto te e tu dici che se tu sarà solo что может быть Anna, tutto detto, tutto I'm going to speak in English for a minute because I heard somebody say how you do that. It's just allowing yourself to be that channel, your sender, your receiver. Just everyone is channeling, whether you're channeling in English or different forms of language. Tudo isso. Como que? Coreano. kita sedang. Sulla sito tutto qui alcuni meravigliosi comunque come hai e tutto qui. È stata tutto questo tutto qui valere e sulle essere nuclei hai tutto tutto qui. I do. It's actually energetic. Like if somebody peeves me off, sometimes it's just it'll come up, but you can actually feel the energy behind it. Cataretta insieme a me some people, yeah, it's like it's just some people think of cuckoo, cuckoo for cocoa puffs. And yes, it's like it's real. We start to yeah, it's cuckoo and yeah, Julie and then cuckoo yeah, super play. Please, so people don't get this. Some people don't want me doing this, but it's like I don't work for you. I work for spirit. Aquí en esta la quisiera preparare, ora prendo tutto sera. Mi questa tengo tutto. Se la potete tutto qui direi se tu qui mi parlava di carino when I'm doing it's moving energy, it's speaking. Sinuto it's a form of language. This is when you're around people who have trouble hearing, they use sign language. This is a different form of sign language. It moves energy, basta. Se tutto chiaro, se la tutto quieto, c'era che tu creato quieto, questo, super tutto adesso sia un detto qui, detto che e se poi adesso chi sarà che tu pure se tu alla tale che misure che si muto pure te e tutto diventa adesso che tu proviamo chissà chissà se la tutto si su che sto proviamo oh mi sta tutto bene questo dai credo tutto bene turisti conoscere degli strumenti being but it's helpful that a lot of people in different situations they look at okay. It's all in how you perceive it, okay? But it's not it's not demonic. There may be different entities, energies, or what have you that are doing certain things on this night. And there are ones that sit in hell. And it's when it comes in connection with one another, we feel it. And I'm not saying that there's not darker things that we consider to be darker things. doesn't just, you're thinking of it as just being this. It's like, set up to the world that I don't see it in my life. I don't agree with the, like when I was a kid, but in my time, it was more of running around with friends. We did at the time, we took pillowcases. All kids like, but it was all of us running together. We weren't taken to certain places for demonstration. We were we were taken around. And I know there's a lot of people that don't like everything. They get too rich too. Because some people don't even if they perfectly at the same rate. So you feel really different things integrated, and it's Halloween is it's where the dark and light walk amongst one another, but it's not part of realizing that it doesn't take a special day because it's happening. It's super it's us. Lasciamo chiquito porque la vida, but we struggle with it in different ways. So not soprattutto è molto bene, si potrebbe so that right now you're experiencing this spirit speaking with one another. And I hope that you know, cioè adesso noi vi vedremo tutto il sa se tutto niente, tutto niente, sicuri, sicuri sulla terra che quieta. When you're aware, you recognize what's happening. You show vibrations within your body that thoughts you have, the experiences that come forward, and I can feel it right now. I feel like through it all. It's a great feeling. Questa è la lettura che è lui tu perché ci deve essere una scelta tutto lui si crea un tipo di tutto here at the you a lot of people hear that sign. How many of you have, especially women, because I know that in the series Tyrant, I was like watching that because it was part of being able to resonate with it because it's part of the ancestral. Because you know the thing is like everybody uses imagine you're just not aware of it. So wait, esse tudo que you speak, use words. It's, it's a part of when you wish ill on something. Okay, you're casting that spell because you're speaking it out what you want to see happen. But it's always a part of realizing that what you speak out for somebody else will always come back to you because whether people want to become a version of you is very, very important. And I say that for this week. Tu peux aussi, je la kisilain korean, tu parece que tu podrías tu poder and most people know it's like throw it at me. Okay. I'm not gonna throw it back at you because that's how karma continues. I'm just gonna shift it and turn it into positive energy of healing. Things are put out there because it's fear the unknown. It's not fearing the unknown. It's understanding what you don't. And I listen if you want. It's that part that a lot of people will suggest you hear Halloween for what it represents. Because some people that say about fearing Halloween, those same people, they'll go and watch horror movies or violent shows. That way, que vão criar essa esse projeto que tu poder I'm not shaming them because of how you understand or perceive things. Esta é a que é poeta, se tu tem tudo para querer, tudo querer, because that part of the darkness that we want to say about it's those parts of us, it's those parts of our ancestors, whether 100 years ago or millenniums, because this has always been around. It's you've been taught to fear it all, and there is ones that are doing certain things, but it's happening on both sides. We're all walking between the spirit and physical realms, but not realizing it or understanding it. We've all had, whether we want to admit to it or not, we've all had those feelings, or we've expressed different things. But that's the part where we don't want to admit that to ourselves. And if you wish to be avoided, keep it with the keep regarding we're all forced to wear masks without being and putting aside of what may take place, but it's how people see themselves sometimes. Like when I dressed as a vampire years back, I did it a few times. I watched the shows, werewolves, fairies, angels, like people perceive as cats, or the way we dress up as superheroes. We're all super. We're all angelic. We just lost our way in many ways because of what we've been made to fear. And the biggest is fearing our own truths, fearing our own beliefs. It's a lot of time. We second guess ourselves, and that's okay. Kisala totore to him kay shumisa, because that's how we learn. Yeah, going to understand different parts of yourself to understand what spirit is and represents. Yeah, should we say right now I have, and it's like getting here. And it's like, like, he's looking at something, and they put the place in the way. Si la puedes sola, se me dice que tuviera que venir, lo que tiene eh, it's like they say about prophecy. You are your own self-fulfilling prophecy. So are you going to let someone else create your life? Or are you going to prophesy your life? Okay? Just sit and talk with spirit. For some, I've been called crazy, psychopath, which a psychopath is actually a psychic empath. But they demonize it. So they demonize it. They make it like this bad to be a psychic empath. Psychic is the connection into and transmuting it to one another. And the empath is feeling itself, feeling each other's energy, feeling. And that's spirit, spirit experiencing itself. And no matter what it is, just goes there for. What happens if you go in and you think that something is all bad and everything like that? You're going to manifest it as good. When you're that, you're manifesting that part of you. In a particular way, I struggle to pray for myself. When you know yourself, spirit, your spirit, it's a part spirit already knows what you yes, create. If I hit so deep, right, that what I want for me is what I want to see for everyone. So that part of it, if I want to be rich, I want to see everyone. If I want to be abundant, I want to see everyone. If I want to be healed, I want to see everyone. Because it's that part of I am you and you are me. Why would I want to feel like you? Because if I'm really feeling you, then I'm going to feel myself. Oh, I was a joker. Good way. That's true. I may come on my channel, share my experience, what I've been through in life, how I perceive life, and what have you. But it's different parts of my spirit. It's different parts of others. So that I keep we said I can look at that. Stupid deal. I push it and say, you call on me, brother, to lend me your hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I might have a problem that you'd understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Sit with that. Should I say it? Even my worst enemy, I still pray for happiness for them. I still pray for the good for them because it's that part that I don't know their beliefs. I don't know how they feel. I don't know what they feel. But in ways I can understand. It doesn't matter if you're perceived to be a narcissist, this way or that way, sister, that, it doesn't matter because everyone needs that healing. Yes, it's hard to be around people with different beliefs. And ones that shoot you down to the lowest. Sometimes say, who hurt you? Acknowledging somebody else's feelings because maybe they never had that hope, and that's why they don't acknowledge yours. Yeah. So if you dress up, if you look at Halloween in a negative light, it's up to the same people that we say this, they're said to be spiritual, and we say that we came here saying what we wanted to experience for ourselves. But then they totally kind of say the opposite of what they preach. So if you came in here and had, as they say, signed a contract, like journey, then it's that part that did you sign because you wanted to experience fear of what came with one thing or the other? Look back in more ancient times, the way they dressed, colorful. And some people say sheets and stuff like that. Depending on what tribe you were from, and as they put it, is everyone is, it doesn't pertain to one ethnic background or another. Everybody in the family is like a tribe. So that's what we need to get food. Sea tuturisha aizeo sarataiki buying food for yourself to prevent things from happening over and over again. Not being afraid of something because somebody says something about it or because of what you see on TV because it creates that fear. We're supposed to be encouraging people to be authentic. And when you suppress somebody, you're going to get violence. You're going to get anger. You're going to get what appears to be darkness because their inner child, that part of them is just, it's crazy. It's not comprehending what's happening. And I know both sides of what happens. That's that part of the way to stopping it is by change. By seeing beyond the veil, and the veil is yourself, your own fears, your own frustrations. Because if you're saying, when we say you're reflecting, I do it with family because it's that part that, your inner child is trying to be heard. I said, this is my safe space. Who watches, watches. It's like a biography. Your, your life story on both sides, on the physical and on the spirit. The part of how are you going to perceive it? Because how you perceive it is what you're going to create. And it's that part of the boomerang effect where you put out, it comes back. So do you want to put out bad things and have bad things come back at you? Or do you want to put out good things and have it come back at you? It's like people say, oh, find a penny, pick it up, and one day you'll have good luck. But those same people that theory say that they believe in energy or God or manifestation or whatever. Well, what do you think you're doing? It's a belief. La toleramos, people have that fear of Friday the 13th. My car accident was on a Friday the 13th. At the beginning when it happened, it was like, holy shit, I thought of bad luck. And then I realized, the bad luck would have been that I would have died, but I didn't. So that was the positive. Just because something happens on a certain day, it doesn't mean it's one way or the other. It's how we learned or how we perceived it or how we were taught our belief systems. Some believe it, some don't. But some believe something else that others don't. We try to persuade others to come over to our way of thinking. It's not about persuading you. It's showing different things and being open to one another's belief system. It doesn't mean you have to switch over. Right now, I feel in my solar plex. It's like a hand and just kind of trying to twist the inside. I just got a bowel obstruction. Okay, obviously there I connected with someone. It recently happened, or it's happening now, or it's about to. So somebody who's been concerned, I have a check. So like I said, I have no, not demonic, but some would say I am, because not about being able to connect. There's a lot of energy healers. Some can heal from one place in the world to another place in the world, and some can express what it is that they're feeling within themselves if they're like connected with somebody, especially on a live 4-4 on the timer. It was actually 404. 4. So you cancel 0. Dapat ver, isso essa vamos botar aí no que precisa. Fica preto. Semo, na cana, and the kito to porque a musto su criar, ela que curar, se como se caminho que tinha para curar. So, right here, I'm coming to quiet. Certo, cruel. Isso não que será isso, tudo bem. أنا كده كنت queria todo esse isso, que Anna deixou aqui se daí do ela كنت كده muito torço que Anna era yeah, gone it out. It's releasing. Tipo, deixa essa foi tipo ano mo ko papareto aqui setor. So, and then make it. I just heard, can you tell me what's wrong with me? What I experience is what happens. It's no rhyme or reason to it. It's whatever I connect with or bring forward. If it connects with you, then it happens. Okay. And a lot of the time it's asking yourself, do you feel like something's happening? I just heard yes. So I just heard I feel like I have cancer. Okay. So if you have so that's where I got the book. Okay, so okay. You hurt but you never got anything back. Okay. Are you worried about it? Okay, I get what you're saying. Like, well, yeah, like when you be, I heard that. Okay. I've actually like had others in a similar situation where they seen something. Okay. And it's that part of not everything that is looks or appears to be cancerous. Could be not by now, be a cyst, could be something that's seen but can go away. Like you said, if you continue, the more you stress over something, the more it causes the stress within your body. Should I say in? Have you had surgery there before? Okay. There's the gallbladder. Right now, my stomach is experiencing cold. Some don't believe that I'm in cold. And right there. It's like a lot of gas. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Oh, wow. See, I just like I'm getting really. Usually, ang magkatabi yata si Tutoria ito. Yan. Try to do it on. So I got cyst. Tissue. Wow. Pupuntahan mo, tutuloy tayo. Ay, it hurts. My grandmother died. Oh shit, she does get it. She does. That's what I heard. Alam mo, tutuloy tayo. It's like part of, I don't eavesdrop, it just happens. Yeah, it's like, itchy head. No, I don't have lice. Yeah, yeah. Is it dandruff? Oh, possibly. Should I sit okay? I just for attitude and interior abilities. As I said other times, I started going inward. I went to Oasis. It's like a channel where they do tarot card. Like, they do your numerology. They'll do a tarot reading. Um, they asked, like, one of the things was they asked, what would you like to know about or see like for yourself or what have you? And I said about health. And it was really strange because I did pay. Like I paid something to get this. Right? And the same night that I paid for this, the reading about it and what have you. Um, I was laying in my bed and all of a sudden I heard what sounded like drumming. So soft stuff, but it had this tune to it. It was like really get into it. And I went out to see, like, did I leave anything on? And I had nothing on, but I was still hearing it. And somebody said, was it in your place, like in another place near? No. Okay, this was a distinctive sound because it was like, was I hearing it in the physical or was I hearing it in the spirit? And, and another, like, it just kept playing and my body started healing because I was very unwell, very unwell. One point I was vomiting very violently, and it was burning the whole way up. And I was blowing these bubbles, and some of the bubbles were like that big around, and they were clear, but they had crystals within it. And it was violent. Like I literally felt like I was dying, like I was going, like my whole insides was just like this burning water, burning fluid, and I heard acid. It was like an acid. But I was at that time. There was times when I was actually spitting up blood, and this was occurring before I passed away. It was a very scary experience. And then the night that the nights leading up to me passing, I was actually trying to catch, trying to follow or trying to catch it, bring myself back. Seeing different worlds of experience. I see my mom at in my bed. I could feel myself dying, but I was fighting. At one point, I hollered out, "Get the fuck out of my room." guys, it was my mom sitting on my bed. My second oldest sister, like in spirit, my second oldest sister was sitting at the foot of the bed with my mom, and there was this big blonde girl coming in and out of my room. They walked through the window and I'm alive. And they were coming in my room, and I said, I told them to fuck up. But there was nobody there. It was spirit. It was what I was seeing in spirit. And my nephew heard it in the other room. Like, I got up and I was on the couch. What are you looking at? And it was the next day because my nephew was trying to find a way to get me to another province to get help because the doctors were, I don't know, were more distant in me because they were, like I said before, they were too busy looking at my medical records. They were looking at my mental health records. And I was laying there and I just couldn't move. I had no energy. I couldn't eat. I wasn't drinking. And I was laying there. This is very sensitive for me. I was alone and I could feel in my body, I could just feel myself slipping away. I couldn't call for help. I couldn't express anything. It was like the shock. And you're internally freaked out. And I started seeing the light, fighting it. It's like, Carol, you gotta let go. And you're really just gonna have to find it. But you know, unless you experience it, people won't believe it. Because they'll say, well, no, you didn't die. Were you there? And then when I got back, I got back angry, angry at everyone. And after that, I did it because when I got back to Alberta, because when I was in Alberta, I just felt very alone, like home. And I started experiencing things that I couldn't explain. Even I tried to explain it to people. I would this the day after an experience where I was fighting for my soul, my life. I was like I was being torn apart, and they were using my hand. I was ripping my rib and my heart, my head off, my eyes out, demonic sounds, dark sounds coming out. And the next day, I just wanted to go. I wanted to die because I felt like I was a burden to everyone, and I didn't want to experience this. And as I explained earlier, my mom and some man in spirit was telling me no one. And then after that, that's when I found this site and I started hearing the drumming. I started healing. I started doing that inner work to find out what has suppressed me so much, what put me in a position where I was popping pills and wanting to just be like go out and get drunk and be promiscuous. And I had somebody today throw that out. Like, how would you like it if I went on and said all this stuff? It's like I told him, you wouldn't be saying something that I didn't already say. And then I started experiencing more appeared to be like just not normal. One day I felt that my ear access other place. And all the words Tesla, it was like Tessavac or something like that. I was writing down other names of ancient people that I knew nothing about. I was sitting down and I was watching ancient aliens and they showed these hieroglyphics. And when they showed the hieroglyphics, I started speaking in a language that I've never spoken or heard of before. And we were out in there and worked on myself, become lighter, and more aware of things that I wasn't aware of before. I started like hearing different, it was hearing people's hearts, stuff like that. I started staring at the sun where I could just lock eyes and just started reading. And then I seen this when I came here now, I wasn't living here at the time. I came to visit and I was outside and I looked up on the water tower and there was a bright there was a bright light up there. Like what's going to get over the water tower that's more than the size of a vehicle? I'll show you. I've actually shown the picture before. I have it on my wall because I looked through a set of binoculars, and when I looked through the binoculars, it was like this, it's like a craft. It wasn't a car. It was like a ship. It was triangular shape, and it had like kind of more of a bronzy gold type to it. So I got out my camera and I took the picture. I'm going to get up close enough. So if you all look right there, okay, that's like the cover of it, and it's vibrating. That's what you would get. So right there, okay, and then that is when I was able to get it more on a still shot. Just a little bit, and it was like vibrating. I have different pictures from different frame type things, and it's like you can see it kind of shifting into like it's like a pyramid type thing. It's kind of like this, and it had like I don't know if it was representing an N or a Z on the side of it, but I have the pictures from it. And before seeing it, looking up. I was hearing what sounded like Morse code when they show a bullet like with the explosion in Nova Scotia, the Halifax explosion or what have you. It was like having the Morse code sounds. And I wasn't the only one that's seen it, but the other person that's seen it, I don't know if they would come forward and say that they've seen it to other people, or if they would, like, not say anything for fear that, someone's going to ridicule you because you're saying that you've seen a spaceship. You're fucking right, I seen a spaceship, and it was fucking beautiful. And it was on the water tower, about 200, 200 to 300 feet away from the house. So it's, yeah. Dokuriei, Sukorashara, che se molto it's so good. It's like even when you show people the pictures, they don't get it. They still say, "Oh, you're crazy." No, not crazy. Very much enlightened and awake and understanding what it is that I'm witnessing and experiencing, even if it scares the shit out of me. Pero tu creer, si tú quieres, como que tú creas, and then when I said it on somebody else's live about what I seen, it was like, hop in, kid. It's like, you know what? I guess I wasn't meant to hop in at that time. But, it's like, fucking right, I'd like to go for a ride on it. So nobody should ask the way at that. They're run by you, Sam. It's the people that I asked to be to see. Like, I have a big feeling that, like, my ancestors were actually making this stuff. Yeah, like, wait, it's because they were shipbuilders, but they've been removed from history. See, I know that others know who, like, what I represent, that others know that, you have gifts, you have abilities, and, if you don't believe me, well, you're being watched. Why do you think you got your little things? And they want to create fear. This fear keeps you in a state of anxiety. And making everybody afraid of this thing. Meanwhile, they're using it to their advantage. And it's both. Doesn't matter if you're in the spirit or the physical, but it's being in both spirit and physical. What? Sarà tutto esce. Sarà tu le che fai e perché tati si che purito molto sita. Solo che hai sicuro sarà essere element of people my my family struggles with this because it's that part of, you weren't like this. It's like, why can't you just embrace how I am? When the frustration and anger comes out, it's because I feel like I'm being pressed down and confined until you can't be yourself. You can't be authentic. You have to fit in with the mold, or we can't allow you to come out of your shell and shine. because that's the part of finding the light within you to shine your authenticity. And a lot of people look at Halloween as a way of being able to show their authenticity without being mocked or ridiculed for it. Our ancestors were scrutinized for, crucified, hung, burned. And that's why we're experiencing things on such what we appear to be a massive scale. It's everything's happening at once. And a particular video, sulla questa è tutto qui, questa. Tutto è adesso, poi aprire alla cura nostra I went into my payment insurance the other day and I started speaking and the woman just started asking me questions. Not mocking me, just very. And I went into a store yesterday or the other day, and I walked in and it was buying one of these pins for Remembrance Day, and I just started speaking to the lady there in the different languages, and she started asking questions, and she was smiling. The part that it's the people that know you, and it's that question why. Because if that part you were like me, you just suppress it. It's a program. And I put it as the Kirumushka is the green, and it creates these. Like sometimes I feel like my head's gonna explode. And sometimes, yeah, I look really bug-eyed because it's a lot of energy coming in. And I'm looking at that. Am I grounded? Yeah. I just heard, are you grounded? Oh, is it okay? Yeah. Oh, shit. Okay. Come off my thing. Today, I had somebody one day put some rocks in my hands to find out if I was grounded because I can't constellation. And like when I'm out in the open, there's a lot that comes because you're a light. Everyone is that light. So when you become aware of it and you become your authentic self, it draws others that need to experience that light, to see that light, to feel that light. So he put the rocks in my hand. And it was just like, oh, holy shit, man. One even flew right out of my hand. Like it flew right out of my hand. That's what they say about grounding. Like when I have epiphanies, or it's like you heal that part of that spirit, you actually feel it or experience it leaving. You feel it like just going home. I'm not afraid to be different anymore. I'm not afraid to stand out. If you don't like that, or you feel embarrassed by it, I'm not saying you gotta be around me. That's not part of what you're afraid of for yourself. And always home. You are you afraid of you? Because we get so used to being a certain way. I love people yesterday asked the woman again. Questo. E l'ha potuto pagare, abbiamo tutto il sito. And I share my experiences. Not to throw shame on anybody. It's, that inner child has been so suppressed and not heard that it no longer cares who hears. It just wants the pain gone. It wants the anger gone. It's like it's that part of the child that has been suppressed for so long or pushed away and gone unnoticed that now it's saying, by fuck, you're going to notice it. It's not because I'm looking for attention. It's that inner child that has been screaming inside of me. It's that part that, it felt like it was not protected. That I wasn't. Being an adult, that I wasn't protected because I wasn't standing up for myself. And when you start seeing your own inner child, because that child is the light. Think of when you were a child, or you think of your children now, of how they are, and they just light up a room. And people that don't like that, they say it's too much. Oh well, and my my ex-husband would say it was somebody that he was seeking. Well, she was fake. Well, I mean, we can tell if somebody's being authentic, or if they're trying to be someone. He says, like they say, fake it till you make it. Well, man, maybe that woman was trying to fake it till she made it. So it's very hypocritical. Someone say, "Oh, you're back to talking about." No, I'm not back to talking about myself. I'm talking about everyone's experience. That inner screaming that's so suppressed on drugs and alcohol or addictions to food, sex, because they're trying to suppress those feelings that they were told they're not allowed to come through, or secrets, or just feelings. Maybe someone sees themselves as being gay, but for fear of what the family or others would think, they keep themselves suppressed. And that's on us for doing that to each other. So a lot of people, they look at Halloween as being a way to express themselves, whether it be in a positive light or in what we perceive to be a negative. part of learning. If someone's screaming out and they're not being heard and they feel they can't hold it in the room, it's going to come out whatever way it comes out. A lot of people like to use social media and platforms as a way of spreading information. They spread, they put their feelings out there. That they'll expect you to repress or suppress yourself. It's like, how is that fair? Pero también tú foolish if you stupidly, like I said, people write biographies. That was my story, and I'm getting it. I'm releasing it to get it out so it's no longer my story. I'm rewriting what I want for myself, what I want for my family by way of healing. It's that part you can't heal somebody or help somebody to heal unless they look at their own self. And that's me bringing things forward in many ways, whether I'm talking about the systems or my experience with the systems, or I'm talking about my experience with my family, or whether I'm talking about my own experiences, things that I've done. Today is that part of people being able to feel like they can express themselves with dressed up. Maybe that's the mask you see yourself as. One time I went out for Halloween and a friend of mine, she was dressed as the Queen of Hearts. I was dressed as an angel and my sister was dressed as the devil. Like people should be, without feeling shame or feeling like they're going to be mocked or ridiculed, should be able to dress they how they express themselves. And you see, like I often wonder because I knew someone that I met somewhere, and it's like spirituality, coming connected with spirit and God, and that it doesn't mean that you have to let yourself go and have nothing. Although certain parts of the system will tell you that that's how you can live, or that's the way it's supposed to be because you haven't done that more than that. But those are the same persons, people that are sitting on millions and billions of dollars, they're the ones wearing the masks for the most part. And we wear masks, like I said, for fear of what others think of us. But it's not a mask that keeps us happy. It's actually a mask that keeps people feeling depressed, stressed, full of anxiety. So when people go out on Halloween and they dress up and they have fun, people want to sit at home and pray. I'm not going to say not to do that. Right, really? Elle est plutôt pretty. I know that kind of went on a different spin because I think that, like, not, I felt like at that moment I was channeling someone else. I went somewhere and the churches were all decked out for Halloween and everything too. People's homes decorate for Christmas. Some do decorations for Easter, Thanksgiving, Canada Day. It's not about going something telling other people that you can only have your traditions because you don't agree with it. Like if you're if for Christmas or what have you, if you're decorating for that, like if it's a mall or something like that, decorate for everyone. Have things around that pertains to everyone's belief systems, especially at Christmas time. I mean, that's really the only time that a mall or anything like that will decorate. It's not about catering to one belief system. It's about seeing and recognizing them all. That's what spirit is. Spirit is everything. Yes, I think so. Yeah, and stuff. So, if you're at home praying because of the way you see Halloween, that's awesome. If you're out having fun, kids are out running around, you're laughing because of them having fun and what have you. It's about teaching them that it's not about the candy. The same as Christmas is not about the presents. So, some adults, I know that some were saying about like adults doing the things so that adults can go to trick or treating. Fish for candy, are you? I know some people that they get shit piles of candy and nobody comes to their home, so you know they have a good candy. I had a candy. Well, I don't know what it was. It was a kind of candy, and oh my gosh, I really felt like shit afterwards. I ate a here about a month ago or something like that. I ate a coffee crisp. Oh my gosh, it was horrible. It was like just like after you don't eat that stuff for a while, you realize how disgusting it actually is. Kira po tuloy sa director. Super messy. Super tuloy. So sweet. Super kain na tayo. The remarkable thing about loving God is that when you love God, you can love everything else. Whereas if you do not love God, you cannot love anything else. And the way, like, some will take offense to that because I heard that. I felt that, okay? Because some people don't believe in God. But it's not pure of, okay, you don't believe in God, but you believe in yourself. You love yourself. Because once what that's saying is, like, I'm saying to people that say they don't believe it, once you love yourself fully, then you have that love, understanding, and compassion for others. That being said, sending you all much love, light, many blessings, and supporting very good health to anyone and everyone who wants to be into this. I want you to all be big, bold, brave, and support and be yourself, be your authentic self, true to yourself, true to others, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and go to heal and strength and if you've given gifts today, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I didn't come in for gifts, I didn't come in for followers. I just come in and knowing that someone's going to get something out of this because they're going to realize that you're not alone and that there are many people out there who understand what it is that you're experiencing and going through. Sending you all love. Don't eat too much candy. So I thought you should listen to me.